be tested. The latex gloves should still be on. The first set of tests are for Group 1 poisons. This test is done using the CA card, model number CA-62. Locate the CA card in its sealed envelope and check the expiration date to verify that it is not yet passed. After checking the expiration date, carefully tear open the envelope at the notch, making sure not to damage the card inside. Once the CA card has been opened, place the card on a clean, flat surface. There will be 3 detectors on the CA card, labeled Sample 1, Sample 2, and QA. The detector labeled Sample 1 is on the left, and it identifies azides and sulfides. The detector labeled Sample 2 is located in the center and identifies chromates and cyanides. The third detector is labeled QA and helps determine if the detectors are working correctly. For the purpose of this demonstration, we will use a yogurt sample which does not contain any poison. Take a clean eyedropper and apply 4 drops of the liquid portion of the prepared food sample to each of the sample openings on the left and center detectors, Sample 1 and Sample 2, on the CA card. Try to avoid solid or oily material as much as possible when taking the food sample. It may take the test up to 5 minutes before the test end indicators change color. When the test end indicators do change color, it means that the test has been completed and the results can be observed. If the test end indicator does not turn red within about 5 minutes from the time you put the sample on the detectors, add more liquid food sample. Apply 3 to 5 more drops of the sample and again wait for the test to run. The test will be completed when the test end indicator turns red. While this portion of the test is running, you can run the quality assurance or QA portion of the test. This is accomplished using the silver QA pouch taped to the far right side of the CA card. Gently pull the pouch off the card. Once the pouch has been removed, tear the notch in the pointed end of the pouch. Be careful not to spill the liquid contents. The open end of the pouch should be placed on the opening in the QA detector before squeezing the pouch to apply the liquid. If the detectors are working correctly, a blue color will form on the QA detector. The QA detector will have a test end indicator, identical to the ones that the other 2 detectors have. If a blue color does not form, wait for the test end indicator to turn red. This means that the detectors are not working properly. If the QA detector does not turn blue, throw away the CA card. If the QA does turn blue, however, the test end indicator on the QA detector does not turn red, the detectors are still in good working order. After checking to be sure that the QA worked, look at the central detector, Sample 2. If a blue band forms on this detector, it means the food sample is poisoned and should not be eaten. After checking the central detector, look at the detector on the far left of the CA card, Sample number 1. If a black or brownish red color appears on this detector, the food is poisoned and should not be eaten. The food used in this demonstration did not contain any poison. As you can see, the left and center detectors, Sample 1 and Sample 2, remain their original colors. The QA detector did turn blue, verifying that the detectors are working properly. The test end indicators on Sample 1 and Sample 2 also turned red, indicating that the test is complete. This is a side-by-side comparison of a card tested with a food containing cyanide and a food containing no poison. The card on the left was used to test food containing cyanide. The blue band formed on the center detector, sample 2, shows that the food contains cyanide. In this case, there is no need to wait for the test end indicator to turn red, because both the central detector and the QA detector have indicated the presence of poison and that the detectors are working properly. At this point, you can treat the food as poisoned. This is an example of a CA card tested with a food containing an azide and a food containing no poison. The card on the left was used to test the food containing the azide. The red-brown color formed on the left detector, sample 1, shows that the food contained azide. This color will fade to a lighter yellow with time. Again, there is no need to wait for the test end indicators to change color in this case, because the QA detector has indicated that all detectors are working properly, and the sample 1 detector has indicated the presence of an azide. As you can see, the color on the sample 1 detector has already begun to fade. This is an example of a card tested with a food containing sulfide and a food containing no poison. The card on the left was used to test the food containing sulfide. The black color formed on the left detector, sample 1, shows that the food contains sulfide. The QA also indicated that all the detectors are in proper working order. Record the results on the result log page included in the food poison detection kit. This page will be used again later in testing and should be saved permanently as a record of testing.